show you another thing which I've picked up is this moped. It's a classic moped. I'm going to restore it and sell it, but first I have to register it. I've been onto the DVLA. I think it was last registered in 1978, and I need to get the new type logbook for it, and they've informed me there is a set procedure for that. Basically, in 1981, they give everybody the option who had bikes that was off the road, for example, the right to update their logbooks or update the system, because they changed the system, and obviously some people never licensed or updated their vehicle documents to the new type of logbooks for the new computer systems. So as a result of that, some obviously remained off of the new register. So what you have to do basically is there's two forms to fill in, and then you send them on to the owners club rather than the DVLA. The DVLA will eventually get the documents, but first of all the documents will go to the owners club of the make or vehicle involved. They will validate that the vehicle is as it is. I've got the old initial first logbook for it, registration document, and then they forward the information onto the DVLA, who then produce you with a new current registration document, and that takes approximately 4 weeks, I've been told. So all you have to do basically is wait for that to take place, fill the documents in, pass them on to the owners club, and they in turn pass them on to the DVLA, who then will issue you with a new document. So there we go. So there's one I've actually bought, and it needs restoration. I'm going to do a light restoration on this one. Mostly complete. It is a classic bike. Well, as you can see, the motorcycle has literally lots of rot to it, so I'm possibly needing to repaint quite a lot of that and get some either re-chroming done. So I think the plastics are actually okay, although if you rub that, the actual plastics are okay, so I'm not too sure whether or not I will have to paint the side panels and the rear panel there. But a lot of this stuff, for example, once it's sandblasted, will actually come off, and as you can see there, for example, there's a bit of dirt on there. But all in all, it doesn't look too bad. I don't really want to spend money on graphics if I can help it, but I may have to. I'm not too sure yet. But as I say, after a sandblast, a lot of this stuff and the repaint is going to come up. The fork legs, for example, things like that. Now the sanctions actually look rotted there, but if you actually look down there, when you rub away the grease and stuff that's been on them, they're actually in perfect condition. So they've been preserved by the looks of it, but they, at the first initial look, they look as if they're a bit manky. So as you can see, there's a lot of surface rust on there. A lot of it's going to be treated. Apparently the mud guards are stainless steel. I'm not too sure. I've been told they were stainless steel. So I'm looking at possibly spending a couple of £100, maybe £300, to restore this. There's a couple of parts I need for it. It needs a side panel and a speed throttle cable. And the story behind this bike was that apparently the gentleman who initially owned it, when it first came out, I think it was 1976, he drove it for about, well, I can tell you exactly how long he drove it for. He drove it for 446 miles, and then apparently the throttle cable snapped, put it in the garage, and that was in 1976, and apparently it stayed there ever since. And here we are now in 2013. The gentleman died apparently around the Christmas time, and his son, who was executor to his house or estate or whatever, has to clear the garages out, and they said everything in the garages must go, and this was one of the items that was left in the garage. So it's been in there since 1976. It's one owner from new. It's obviously passed through a couple of people's hands because it's not been registered, but as you can see that it's never been ridden since that time, so it's literally not even running yet. It's all there apart from, I think, a couple of indicators are missing on the side, the back rather, and there's also a side panel missing there, so I'll be in looking out for them two items. And apparently all the engine turns over, it's all free, so it's literally just a stripped down job and a repair job. So I've got the original 2 tax discs still with the vehicle. The first one it was issued with when it was brand new, and it was issued with one the next year. So from 1976 to 77 I've got the tax discs, from 1977 to 78. So it's got quite a good provenance with it, and it will restore to a totally original machine, and hopefully you'll enjoy watching this. I'm not going to do a concourse version. I basically bought this to obviously try and make a bit of money out of it, so I've allocated about a £300 budget for the things I'm going to need. I'm going to save money because I'll be doing the actual work myself, and you'll probably, well, you will see the actual progression of this on this channel. So if you're interested in watching this little light restoration job and get it to form a working glory, please obviously come back and rate, comment and subscribe. There you go. Thanks very much for now, and I'll speak to you again shortly.